Hey guys, John again here from Phone Arena. Been checking out the HTC EVO 3D, and I'm just going to do a couple of different benchmark tests as usual, just to give you a good feel of what kind of numbers it's going to be able to pull up. So let's get it started. Let's run Quadrant here. First thing that we like to do. So wait for this to load up, and I'll just tell you a little bit about as far as the hardware. As we all know, it's a dual-core processor, 1.2 GHz Snapdragon chipset in there, 1 GB of RAM, so that's pretty up there. On top of that, you have an Adreno 220 GPU on board, so it should make it fly pretty quick, especially for games. This might be something that might appeal to you. You can tell with this graphical test here, 40 to 60 frames per second, drops down to around 30 to 40 right now, but still a pretty good mark. It's Android 2.3 Gingerbread with HTC Sense layered on top of it, the latest version, similar to what we find on the Sensation 4G. And almost done with this first test. We'll run it again just to see what it gets. This is from a cold start, no programs or anything like that running in the background. So let's take a look here. So it looks like pulls in a score of 1842, so a pretty good mark here versus some other handsets. Nexus 1, Droid X with the 2.2 and up, and of course beats out the EVO 4G. So pretty good mark there. It's 1842. We've seen better. Let's just run this again really quick and see what it gets a second time. So we'll see if it gets close to the same results. And as you notice, it didn't take that long at all for it to complete the quadrant test here. So it goes to show the kind of processing speed that it has to offer. Take a look. So all these 3D tests here, roughly around at least 30 to 40 frames per second it looks like, so a pretty good mark. Times it could jump up to 60 frames. And this next one here, it looks like a solid 60 frames per second. And nice thing about it, just like the Nintendo 3DS, you'll be able to play certain games in 3D, which gives it a very different approach when it comes to gaming. So we're almost done here at the second test, so let's see what it puts up. So this one, wow, it went over the 2000 mark, 2026 on Quadrant, so pretty good score. So that's very remarkable, especially with a dual-core processor like this. So let's run the second test here, which is the Antutu benchmark test. So I've already ran it here. I'm just going to show you the results. So the overall score, which will load up right here, gave us a mark of 3210. And when you look at that at the score chart, it's up there, definitely up there. Not the fastest thing we've seen. You could tell it's at 3210. It beats out some of the other handsets before it, but it still lags behind, just a little bit behind things like the LG Optimus 2X, which uses the NVIDIA Tegra 2 chipset, dual core, 1 GHz, and the Motorola Zoom uses the same chipset as that one, but still a pretty good mark. And overall, it comes down to just the user experience, and just based on what we're looking at here with all the 3D visual effects, it's fairly responsive for the most part here. But then again, we'll be testing it out further just to get a good feel for the handset. So if you want to learn more about the HTC EVO 3D, you can check out our website, phonearena.com.